Highness Mataji at a small meeting at Caxton Hall, 31st of July 78.
There are some new people. Those who are new for the first time who have come can come forward, would be a better idea. Karim, you can come here. Anna, you can give the place. Better thing is those who are new should be first. This would be a good idea. Please. Sit down. How are you keeping, Karim? You're fine? You have to give me when I'm going away out, all right? You have to be keeping. It is most amazing that the attention of the West was attracted towards Kundalini through something that is absolutely against Kundalini, which is called as Tantrism. I would say Annie Besant, the first who founded this Theosophical Society in India, was one of the first ladies who wrote about Kundalini and the chakras and all that. She was not a Tantrika herself, but in a way she was, because Kundalini awakening is a spontaneous happening. It's spontaneous. If you can understand a living process of a seed, that sprouts by itself, you cannot do it with your intellect by any effort. It's a living process. In the same way, awakening of the Kundalini is a living process. It's an evolutionary process, the culminating process, but it is a living process. And that's why it cannot be achieved through our thinking, nor through our effort. This is the basis of Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja. Saha means with, Ja means born. It is born with you. It is your right. You are born with it. As we can say, if you buy this from the market, we know it has a cord with it to be put to the maize. In the same way, you have your cord within you there. And the whole machinery is built in within you. During your evolutionary process, say from amoeba, or we should say it is from carbon only, or even earlier, whatever has happened in creating a human being has been placed there as milestones in your being. These are the 7 stages through which man has evolved. The last stage is only that this Kundalini, this residual force which is settled down there, has to rise and is to be connected to the all-pervading power. Unless and until this happens, you cannot be convinced about any power which decides beyond your intellect. You cannot be. I mean, it's only talk. That's why no religion could convince you so far. That doesn't mean religion has no sense. No incarnation, even that of Christ, could convince you mentally what is God, what is Christ, and what was his message, what was a rebirth. It was just talk, up to this point. So, I mean, I don't blame human beings for that. Human mind started thinking about it. These people, they talk of a rebirth, something of the beyond. And how is it we have not detected it through science? How is it we cannot feel it? How is it we cannot understand it? How is it related to our awareness? Absolutely correct. And these doubts are correct, no doubt. But still a feeling was there, a feeling down there in your heart that there's something beyond also. Even in the realm of science, you have discovered many things which cannot be answered through your intellect. It cannot be answered. I would say that science has revealed very little. That is reality. When you will jump into this new awareness, you will realize that so far you have not known anything whatsoever about reality. It's surprising. It's all outside you have known, but nothing in the subtle form. You were prepared gradually, carefully to be yourself, to know yourself, to be one with that all-pervading power which resides in yourself, in your heart, that is kept away from you, that is watching you. You know there is somebody who is watching you. It is recording everything that you are doing. Even if you are absolutely lonely, you know there's someone with you who knows about you, everything. But you don't know what it is. With your intellect you cannot reach there. With your efforts you cannot. Whether it is religious, prayers or anything, you cannot reach there. It's a fact. One has to accept. It's a fact. Once I accept it, then I also would like you to accept me, that you can know everything and you can connect everything, you can explain everything if you enter inside your own being. Like I talk to you about this room, anything, it's nothing to you because you have not seen it, you have not faced it. But when you come inside and I put on the lights and you see this place, then you say, oh, we never knew it was so. So it should happen. It must happen if it is so. If there is some sense that we are created so carefully, if there is some sense what so far being told that we are to be reborn, if there is any sense in all these incarnations like Christ and others, if there is any sense in saying that there is God Almighty, it must prove itself. It has to. Time has to come. Otherwise nobody is going to believe and they are not going to have the fulfillment of their being unless and until they know why they are on this earth. And that is the job of God, not yours. If He has created you, if He has created this universe, if He exists really, then He has to do it. He has created you. You cannot even create one living thing. You cannot transform one flower into a fruit. You have to have something living to make it something, manifest it into something living, like test tube babies now you have. You have to have a living thing. You cannot create out of dead. But a seed which looks dead to us start germinating in the soil. We take it for granted, you see. A small little seed creates a huge big banyan tree. One little, it's such a small tiny one. We take it for granted. It's a miracle. and how the season changes and how they blossom and how gradually the flowers get transformed into fruit. You never see that. You never see the transformation. It is so slow moving picture. You just cannot see. It's so beautifully done. So this introduction to the West about Kundalini came through wrong people, no doubt, as if the knowledge of the bank comes to us through the thugs when we see the bank robbery picture. It's something like that. And these thugs were the tantrikas who tried to use the power of these chakras, these centers that they saw within themselves. Because these are the two channels on both sides, left and right, which give rise to our sympathetic nervous system, and the central channel is the one that gives rise to our parasympathetic. These are in subtle form inside the spinal cord, and the sympathetic that we see outside is in the gross form. Now these chakras are placed within us, and these people who have tried to enter into these areas have seen them, and they wrote about it. But this was not the way they should have gone. This is a wrong way. This is sympathetic. Actually, by going like this, they are thrown on this side or that side, to the left or to the right. And the left side that is within us manifests our emotional being, our subconscious being. Right side that is within us manifests our creative being. You can say it can be divided in two halves. The lower portion of the left side is the matter, material subconscious, you can say, and the higher is the emotional subconscious. Here it is again the physical creativity, and here it is the mental creativity. So the thinking starts when man reaches, say, about this stage, and he starts thinking about everything. Mostly he diverts his attention to thinking. He uses his intelligence and he starts thinking about it. It's sort of a game which acts and reacts. He thinks. Thoughts after thoughts come into him. He comes to a point where he stops, and that point is again invaded by thoughts. Then he selects a thought, he goes on to one thought. Again there is that point, there are many thoughts, goes from thoughts to thoughts. The movement of thoughts is like moving on a wave. On the cusp, then comes down, again rises, again falls down. We can say that we can see the rising of the thought, but we do not see the finishing of the thought. By the time it is about to finish, we jump on to another thought. But with little training, people develop. They can have consistent thinking. They think so. And go on riding from thoughts to thoughts to thoughts to thoughts to thoughts. But then they develop horns of thoughts. The thoughts go on pulling this side, that side. They cannot remain without thoughts. Because when you start first thinking, as a byproduct of this machinery on the right hand side, your ego develops. Your superego is already developed in, say, previous lives, or even in this life on your emotional side, and your ego develops this yellow stuff here. Yeah. And it becomes swollen like a yellow big balloon. It goes on pressing on the superego that side. It goes on pressing very hard till the thoughts become too much. Then you think, oh, you must do something to relax. So you have here also some shops where you relax. Come along, relax, relax, relax. Another suggestion comes. They try to relax. The basic problem they do not see. The basic problem is that you are lost between your ego and superego, just like this. If you try to relax your ego, say if you take 2 drinks, you take some alcohol or something, then you can go into your superego. The superego pushes the ego down. Then a big battle starts. Ego, superego, go on fighting. We have seen a reaction, mass scale, among the Western people when we take to, we call the hippies. It is nothing but the ego-oriented society suddenly jumped into superego. So you take to drugs, you give up everything. I mean, it's all outside. They think they are giving up everything. They do not. And then you just resign yourself and call it love and indulge into sex and things and mass sex and all that. All left-hand activity. By that you think you have achieved the goal. You have not. You have only changed your areas from one to another. From ego to superego and superego to ego. The jumping is on. Now, this battle between ego and superego is very nicely looked after by your intelligence. Books flooded in the market. You read this book, you read that book, you read another book. Thinking process starts because you start identifying with the book. What does it take to write a book in this world? You just go in the market, publish a book, and you get it. The problem is like this. When you read a book, you do not realize that you are giving another thought process to your mind. Already you have read too much, and then you are reading more, adding more to your thought, and there are clusters of thoughts in your mind. I mean, there is no freedom left for you to think for yourself at all. You are nowhere, you are lost. You are lost in your books, you are lost on what you have read from others. You have no originality left in you at all because you are not yourself. On intelligence also I am saying. Because then intelligence starts cheating you. That's the worst part of intelligence, is that it cheats you. And you do not realize. No one realizes. I have seen some, even analysts, what we call, I must say. Rustam knows that. I was amazed that they are living with cheating themselves. They do not know they are cheating. You see, they are playing games with themselves, poor things. I was thinking of what is going to happen. Where is reality and what are you doing? I mean, it is no question of condemnation at all. It's a question that when you are away from reality, there is no joy in your life. Joy is in reality, in knowing it, in accepting it, in being one with it. That's the point. The point is not of condemnation or of saying anything wrong with it, but it is that you are kept away from what you are. Say you have a lots of money in the bank. You take money because people understand money. And you cannot reach it. Neither you are near it. And here you are starving and you are absolutely a pauper. Then a person like me has to say, why are you taking more beggary and more beggary and more beggary? You have lots of property within you. You have lots of sustaining power within you. Why don't you go there and see for yourself? And then only you find, oh God, what have we been doing all through was really good for nothing. But it should happen to you. It's no question of lecture. I cannot give you a brainwash that you just believe in me. What I say is the truth, nothing of the kind. It has to happen to you. If it does not happen, I cannot convince you. It's no question of brainwashing you that now everything will be all right, you must seek you within yourself, or giving you a certificate. No, you've got it now. I cannot do it. It's a reality which is to be felt by you, to be understood by you, and then to know all its working, how it works and how it moves. And you are amazed. Oh God, we did not know there's such a mechanism working. So to put it in a scientific manner is this way, that I put a hypothesis before you. Take it as a hypothesis, all right? Then you take it as a hypothesis, keep an open mind like a scientist does. Do not accept me at all because you have your full ideas. For example, somebody comes with an idea, he has read something about mandala. And I am laughing at myself. I say, now what is this rumble-tumble he's talking about? Because I know something else. Now he comes and tells me, oh, I've read in such and such book. Now I keep quiet. So you do not quote any book to me. By reading any book, you have not achieved anything. By doing anything, you have not achieved anything. You have not found your peace. You have not found your joy. You have not found the reality. All right? So my hypothesis is like this, that I work on you. No miracles, no brainwashing, nothing, but just like a gardener pours water on the seed to sprout is my love, which you cannot see, which is working out, which is working, which will work out this rising of this Kundalini, which is the primule within you, which rises higher and higher and breaks at that point where you become one with that subtle force which is all pervading. But one has to feel it. But Western mind does not know about these things, first of all. They are naive. Whatever they have known through is, at the most I can say, like Jung, I would say, was a man who saw something of it, did he? Of collective consciousness. Something of it, I would say. And how many accepted him? Is a problem. They thought he was talking something absurd. He was talking about God and vague and all those things, they said. But here, you are going to feel it yourself. You are going to experience it. And you are going to maneuver it. And you are going to be the master of that art. Not me. Because I know it. And all the secrets about it, I am going to tell you. At this point, you enter into a new area where it's not scientific in the sense that you don't even have those eyes to see that. It would be something like when you are blind, I have to explain to you about a color. But supposing you get that awareness within you, supposing that happens to you, then things are all right. So, what is the contract? The contract is that it should happen to you, and then you should see for yourself. Because it is a very subtle happening, it does happen. It happens, no doubt about it. It cannot happen by all the circus people put up. Like you see, I move like a serious person here, or I give you a big sermon like that. It's not going to work out that way. It doesn't even happen if I say that, all right, you pay me $275 at every initiation. All this is nonsense. It is much beyond all. It's a very subtle divine stuff. You cannot control it. You cannot purchase me, nor can you purchase your realization. It is beyond money. It controls all that is money. It controls all that is materialism. It controls all that is human being. It coordinates, organizes, and looks after us. It has been looking after us, but we do not know. It is that power which has been raising us from the stage of amoeba to this stage. Who made you a human being? How did we lose our tails? We could have been monkeys today, or could have been just amoebas crawling, or may not have been even amoebas, could have been just some carbon atoms pulsating. Could be something like that. But we are human beings. And in this short time, a very, very short time, from the time this earth seceded from the sun, that we have become human beings. Nobody can explain how in this little time we have done it. No law of chance can explain it. How did we become human beings? Somebody has done it. All right, don't believe it. Somebody has not done it. All right, you have done by chance anything. By chance you may also get this thing. Let us keep it like that. Because intellect is very clever. All the time, I can see the intellect working everywhere, you see. I see it very clearly. And some of them are so funny that they take up a line and they go on the same way. Even if I'm talking, they will not listen. So I'm saying talking is not the point. It has to happen to you, the rising of the Kundalini from here upward. Now, it happens. It has happened to all the rest who are sitting at the back. And we have many more. We have thousands in India. They look like very normal people. Look healthy, of course, look blossoming. They are beautiful, very beautiful people. But how are we to believe that they are realized, that they have got this in them? Now I would say Kareem is a born realized. He's born as a realized soul. How can you make it out? We had many who were born realized. There's another one sitting there. They themselves did not know they were born realized. How can you make it out? Because you haven't got that awareness to feel. Even what Jung said, whether Jung was a realized soul or not, how will you make it out? What was Freud? How will you make it out? Through your intellect, you cannot judge them. Because they are so deep that you cannot find out what is their situation inside. Why Freud said such things? What was the matter with him inside? What chakras were controlled? What were the chakras which were blocked? What were working? Why he said? You cannot say. All this is due to these centers within us. And the deities between there makes a difference. Wherever are the deities are awakened, you are awakened to that point. Wherever they are not awakened, you are not awakened. Up to the centers, maybe they be like me, the scientist. Because you can see the pulsation of the Kundalini, I can show you the pulsation of these with the stethoscope. But they may not accept the deity part. They'll say, how do you see there are deities? Of course, we see the pulsation. Now rising is there. I accept. We accept also that through Sahaja Yoga, the Kundalini is rising. We feel thoughtless and all that. But how do you say there are deities? How do you say there is God? What is the proof that there are deities sitting down here? That proof also you can see for yourself. That is also to be proved. The whole thing is really fantastically miraculous. Believe me. And it is so miraculous that people cannot believe it. This is the beauty of the intellect. This is how the intellect cheats us. That it does not allow us to believe that is the truth and that is the reality, because it cannot trust itself anymore. It's a joke, but it's a fact. I tell you, it is so. I mean, sometimes we do not trust ourselves with our intellectual capacities. You think, really, is it true, or am I thinking like that, or am I that, or this, or that? And with all the kinds of suggestions people have given you, that you are guilty, you have done this. If not you, your forefathers have done this. If not your forefathers, then your uncles have done this. You are guilty about it. So this must be, I am very guilty. No. Somebody says something, we take it for granted. Yes, we suffer from all these troubles. Neither you are suffering from any trouble, nor there is anything existing. This is all your cerebral activity which has brought about this aura in you, this kind of a funny aura which doesn't exist. That is a myth. She's already she's got it, I think, realization. That makes you laugh. You cannot laugh so much as our Shandol has not come today. Shandol was artist, is not come. He's an artist, and when he got his realization, he couldn't control his laughter. He went outside and laughed aloud. He said, "Mother, can I go out? Because it's so enjoyable. The whole thing is, the joke is over. When the joke is over, you see for yourself." She's just in a giggling condition. The joke, when it is over, you see, like we are watching Napoleon on his horse, you see. And we identify ourselves with Mr. Napoleon. Great Napoleon we are. In France, hello, if you call somebody Napoleon, he will take really a big objection to that. I mean, if you say that you are like Napoleon, he said, "Oh really, I must be doomed personality." But we see Napoleon, we think we are Napoleon sitting on a horse and conquering this and conquering that and this and that. And suddenly the whole show is over. We say, "Oh, that was Napoleon. We are what we are." That's what happens. And when it happens, the whole joke is over. And you realize that, "Oh God, what have I been worried about? What's all this going on?" You become a very different, relaxed personality. And you just start enjoying the way she's enjoying now the joke. And it happens. And it happens with many. It should happen with you. Now, there is a question coming in somebody's mind that how is it has never happened before? A common intellectual question, all these things will come. Intellect, how it cheats you, I'll tell you. Now such a question comes in. Why? See, why the intellect is cheating. Supposing I say there is a diamond available here, free to you, come along, have it. Will you think twice? Even if you are in Australia, I'm sure you'll run by the first plane and come down to take that. But when I say there's reality available here, you don't have to pay for it, you cannot pay for it, it will happen to you. Then why do you question? Because this is the intellect, you see, which is cheating us all the time. I'm saying, it is saying that, is it available? How can that be? Why it did not happen before? We have read that it is very difficult. It should be a very difficult thing. So for that, I explained that it was difficult. When you see a little plant, you don't see any flowers on it. When it grows a little more, then you see few flowers. But when it is in blossom time, a full-fledged tree, sit down, come on. Sit down, come along. Can you sit on the ground? Is it comfortable for you? Come along. These are two born realized people here. You see them, they are here too. Come along, you can sit here if you like. Somebody might open the door and make you feel hurt, you see. It's good. So the intellect, you see, it cheats us. Every moment it tries to divert our attention from reality. That's the beauty of intellect. We have reached we have allowed the intellect to so much ride us that it is cheating us all the time and we are running like mad after it. This blossom time has come, and in the blossom time there are so many fruits which have to be ripened and matured. They have to be themselves. It's a simple process of growth. And so whatever was yesterday may not be today. The history always shows that whatever was yesterday becomes fruitful in later periods. Or today we can say like this light. This was not light before. We had another kinds of lights. And when electricity was developed, still this was not there. Gradually it was made into a proper channel and brought in, and then now we have this. So do we believe that how can this be here when we had candlelight? See the cheating of the brain. This is one. And all this cheating of the brain goes on very much, especially in the West, I'm sorry to say. Because in the East, you see, people yet not have started that fast rat race, you see, which is here, competitive life, where you have to think and think and think how to outbeat another person in thinking. Because of this, the mind has become such a speedy thing that you cannot stop your thinking, and you cannot even for a second be there where you are not thinking. Either you are to be possessed by some guru who comes here to take your money or to take your women, or maybe that you are to be blasted off through some sort of a shocking treatment. Otherwise, your thinking cannot stop. But what happens really is when you get realization, first thing that will happen, as soon as the Kundalini rises over this chakra of Agya, which is presided by the deity of Christ, immediately your thinking stops. You become thoughtlessly aware. Many of you have already, most of you have. Just now you are not thinking blank. It's not auto-suggestion or anything, you see for yourself. And then when it pierces through this, you start feeling a cool breeze coming to you. A kind of a cool breeze. Now you may say that what is this cool breeze Mataji is talking about? The trouble is, you see, we read about Kundalini through somebody known as Mr. Aven. I don't know if he had any spiritual experience. After reading his book, I have reached a conclusion that most of them are rumble-tumble fellows, I call them. They have not known what is Kundalini. They do not know anything about it. Take it from me. They have just read some books, published such big books in English language, and finished. They are great authors of Kundalini. It would be something who has never been to the Himalayas, has never seen a glimpse of Himalayas, and is writing books after books, how he climbed Himalayas, how he went there, and how he planted the flag. It's absolutely that falsehood, I can tell you this, which you can realize yourself. You can see for yourself it is. So, by reading these books and by understanding them, what one gets is some sort of a funny knowledge, which I don't know what must be happening to people, because I cannot understand, because this kind of a knowledge, which is absolutely nonsense if you read. And then you have that game here of bluff, what do you call that? Bluff master game. Something like that it is. It is a complete bluff. And when you see that in reality it doesn't exist that way, then you start thinking, how is it? These big people. You never read in this country, I have seen, you never read the authentic, real books that were written about the Kundalini. The authentic book was written by Adi Shankaracharya. Nobody reads. I have not met one person who has read before meeting me, Adi Shankaracharya. Surprising. He is the author. He is the main person who has done it. Others are all just saying something here and something there like that. He is the one. Nobody has read him at all who has described in complete details about Kundalini, about how it works, how it rises, and then about these vibrations. Same about the Bible. I don't know how you read it, or you pay the clergy to read for you, perhaps, in the church. Perhaps that may be the style it is. That it is written that the wind has to come from the Holy Ghost, is the sign of the Holy Ghost, wind, a cool breeze. It is time for us to prove it, if it is so or not. But then how can you believe in Christ? But I would say that even if you don't believe in it, it will work out. Because it is like sunshine. Even if you don't believe in God, you are quite breathing all right. You are quite in one piece. Nothing is gone wrong. Nobody is put asunder. One should be blasted. But no, because he is so compassionate. He is so compassionate. He is not blasted. He has not done anything like that to you, but he wants that you should know him through your freedom. Then you may ask me one last question, then mother, why there is intelligence? If this is such a donkey, then why God has given us intelligence? Intelligence, pure intelligence, is very pure intelligence teaches you that you cannot reach that realm of unlimited area through your intelligence. Because intelligence is limited. That is pure intelligence to understand that no, this intelligence cannot take us there, which is a limited thing. As you cannot bring an aeroplane inside this house room, you have to give up the aeroplane outside or your car outside. This once realized, you have awakened yourself into that pure intelligence of understanding. And pure intelligence also helps you after realization, because then you start understanding what is flowing through you, what is happening, how the vibrations are flowing, how you have to move your hands to give vibrations, how you raise the kundalini of others, and you can then very easily cure people. I have now here some people who have cured mentally, emotionally, physically. In every way you can cure people, you can get cured yourself, and you can give that tranquility and peace and joy that is within you, they will also enjoy. You get into the collective consciousness in which you start feeling others. Now, for example, you all have come for the first time, but these all know where is your kundalini now. Where are you standing? As soon as you get it, you will know. This little boy knows. Leave alone. There's a little grandchild I have. She is born realized. She knows. She knows. If you have that awareness, you know that this is this and this is this. Because you can feel it on your fingers. Actually subjective. It is a subjective knowledge. You can feel it, the heat and everything on your fingers. And the fingers have different chakras. And you can feel the chakras on your fingers, on your palm, and you can see the heat and the cold, for which you don't have to go to any school. Any uneducated person can also know. An educated person can also know that, mother, this is catching. Now you put 10 children, cover their eyes and ask them about this gentleman, give us what is the report. Immediately all of them will raise the finger. This. You ask the person, are you suffering from cold? Have you got throat trouble? He said yes. And then you cure him also. Because one, this power of parasympathetic, which is autonomous nervous system, we cannot control it, starts flowing through your central nervous system because of this happening of the central rising of this kundalini. Then you start feeling it, and you can feel others, because we are all bound by one single thread, which is just to be threaded together. And once you are threaded and your attention is on that thread that is within you, then you start feeling by moving on that thread which passes through everybody else. It's a very simple thing. Like a necklace. You are different pearls and there's one thread passing through. Now your attention is outside. If I say put your attention inside, you cannot. But then your attention goes inside. You start feeling your chakras, you start seeing yourself, you start seeing within yourself. Then there is no need to give you any lecture or anything. You yourself will come and say, mother, I am catching on my heart chakra. Means I am afraid. I have a sense of insecurity. You will just come and say that. But you need not say all those things. You just say, I am catching on my heart chakra, and it works. And I will tell you how to cure it. Now we have people like, we can say Ronnie is one of them who had a very bad heart chakra. Then we had, he had on the heart because he was doing hatha yoga. We had all kinds of people here who have got it, who have felt it, and it is there. So through reasoning you cannot get it. It has to work out, and it works out. Now you might say, you see, some people have very funny objections, I tell you. They are so funny that I can't understand. They can see in the ballet dancing, nude woman dancing, they have no objection, you see. But if they see a Sahaja Yogi giving Kundalini rising, they said, why did he raise your hand? I mean, just imagine. The thing is flowing from your hand and you have to raise it, because unless and until you raise your hand, you cannot raise the Kundalini of a person. That's the point. But the objection will come. I mean, see the egoistical nature of man. If I move my hand like that towards you, immediately the man thinks, why should she raise her hand like this? Why does she do like this? Now, unless and until you are realized, how am I to take? When Muhammad Sahib taught people that you must do namaz like this, everybody made fun of him. They all said, what is he talking about? How does he say raise hand like this, do like this, namaz like this? All laughed at him. Not only they poisoned him, they tortured his life. All such great people have been tortured. But this life you cannot torture me. That is sure. No one can torture me. So this time you are going to get it whether you like it or not. Whether you call me anything, I am going to do it and I am going to work it out, and it is going to happen. I am determined to do it and it works out. Now, so in the whole, what do you give me? People say, Mother, it's very difficult to surrender. I say, now what are you surrendering here? I don't know. What is it you are surrendering? I am just saying surrender to your wisdom. Why are you surrendering to me? What can you give me? What have you got? I mean, this idea of surrendering itself, like you see Hitler coming and shooting you and you surrender at his feet, it's something like that. There is surrendering to yourself. It is surrendering to your wisdom. What you surrender is your ego and your biased intelligence, which cheats you. Rise into your pure intelligence. And your superego, which is your conditioning, which is pulling you down, dragging you, giving you negativity, doing all kinds of things. All that has to be given up, and you have to be free people. All your bondages have to be dropped down. That's the main point. It's liberation I'm talking about, in the real sense. Not the liberation by which all your weaknesses should sit on your head. But you should be beyond weaknesses. You should be strong in yourself. That is what it is. Then, once you are liberated, you see your efficiency. You move like a dynamic personality. It's a very different thing altogether. Unless and until you are liberated from your ego and superego, how are you going to function? I can't understand. That's why the mess is there. Why is the mess in this world? Because you are not liberated. For that, it is necessary that you should be free to choose. I cannot entice you to do it. At the most, I can persuade, I can request you, I can come to your house, I'll be very nice to you. I'll try my level best because I know this is what I should give you, because I am a mother. But how can I digest what I give you to eat? That you have to do. So let us see how it works out. May God bless. How the whole thing works out. Maybe it might work out very well and you might all get it in no time. Any questions? What's it? Why is shaking on the left? Put it on that. No more drinking. Given up completely? Absolutely. How are you? Imagine in one day you are just changed. think of it. But your case is different. You are born realized. You see, that's a very big thing. It's very big. You should ask her. You must tell your experiences to these people, you see, so that they understand what it is like. Very important.
My heart was very weak.
Beg pardon?
My heart was very weak, wasn't it? When I first came here.
I was?
My heart was very weak, my feet were blue.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I mean, your blood pressure very low. I mean, she was like a blue baby.
Krishna.
Huh? Krishna. Now it's all right.
No,
Very good. This happens with people who are realized souls. आपका क्या नाम?
मेरा नाम सुदीपा।
अच्छा, आपने फोन किया था?
जी।
हाँ, तो किसके लिए?
मेरे लिए वैसे किया था, मेरे ब्रदर इन लॉ के जो एग्जाम है, जिनको ल्यूकेमिया है।
जी हाँ, जी हाँ।